Good morning, folks, and welcome to Monday's Maths. Now, yesterday, lots of you seemed to do really well with yesterday's lesson, recapping and remembering how to use coordinates. So we've got the next step on today, where we are learning how to translate a shape. Now, this has got a little bit of a different meaning to what we usually use for translate when we're talking about language. And it simply means moving. So we're going to be moving shapes. We're not rotating it, which means to spin it, resizing it, so it's not changing size, it's staying exactly the same size, or anything else. It's just moving from one place to another. And to translate a shape, every point of the shape, so all the different vertices, the corners of the shapes, need to move in the same direction and the same distance. And we're going to learn how to do that this morning. So how to move shapes. Right, let's have a little look at the example here. So in order to translate a shape, we need to decide on one of our vertices. So here we've got this top left one here, and we've put a little blue dot on it. And in order to move shape A, we are going to use coordinates. So if we're going to move it 4, 1, it means we're going to move it 4 places on the x-axis and 1 place on the y. So we're going to move it to the right, along 4, and up 1. So we're going to do this with 1 point at a time. So remember, it's got to go along 4, so we count 1, 2, 3, 4 on the x-axis. It's got to go up 1. So once we've gone across 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1, the blue dot will move to the red dot using those coordinates. Okay, now to draw the rest of the shape, we know that it's 1 square along, so 1 square along, 2 down, 1 along, 1 along, 1 down, 2 across, and 3 up. So we can then redraw shape A into the new position where we've got shape B. Okay, must remember that those shapes must be identical. It can't suddenly have got longer or rotated. It must be exactly the same size. It's just that it's moved by those coordinates. Okay, so let's have another go. Here we've got shape A, and we need to move it to where shape B is. So we need to find the coordinates to show how it has moved. So again, we're going to start with one of the vertices, one of the corners, and we're using the same corner for both. Okay, so this corner to this corner, it's gone along 1, 2, 3, and it's gone up 1, 2, 3. So it's gone across 3, or along 3, and it's gone up 3. So therefore, our coordinates to show how this shape has been translated is 3, 3. Don't forget we've got brackets around and that comma between the 2 digits as well. Let's have another go. Okay, so from the blue to the red, so we're using the same corner. Doesn't matter which corner you use too much on the shape, which vertice, but you need to make sure they match up. So from the blue to the red, I've gone across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 1, 2, 3. So 5 across, 3 up. That will look like this. So I've translated shape A to shape B, and those are the coordinates to show how I've moved it. Okay, so your first task is to do exactly what we've been doing in those previous examples, and all you need to do is write down the coordinates to show how A has moved to B. Okay, if you're not sure about that, go back and have a look at those examples that I've just worked through with you. So that's the first part of today's. Now this part is a bit more complicated, so this is an optional extension, okay? If it took you quite a long time to work this out and to feel confident with this is optional, okay? So we've got lots of different shapes here, and these are instructions of how we're going to move it. Okay, we've got them in coordinates, but we've also got a little code here for left, right, up and down. So it says, translate some, a few, or all of the shapes on the image to the left to their new location using those coordinates as your instructions. Remember, use the same left corner of each shape as a reference point to move the shapes. Shapes must look identical, so when you finish, make sure that they do look exactly the same. Use the codes here to help you. Okay, so have a go with that. Now, lots of you yesterday that I was speaking to in 5A have been amazing with problem solving, how to show us this work. So either people have got square paper, or they've got a printer which they can use, or they've been using markup or some other way of using ICT to show us their answers. So don't forget, you need to join us on Zoom if you do have any problems showing us how you've completed the work, because then we can work through that with you. But really, really impressed. We know how great you are at solving problems. So really impressed with lots of people finding ways of doing this. Okay. Now I'm going to show you this on here. It might be that if you've got a computer with PowerPoint, you can use this too. So I'm going to start with A, and I've put a little red dot on the top left-hand corner of A. My first instruction is to move it 4 to the left and 8 down. So if you're not sure what the L and D is, there's that there to help you. So 4 to the left. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit tricky because we've got this covered by the shape. But 8 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So A is going to move to there. There we go. And I've just put a little cross as neatly as you possibly can where A is going to move to. Okay. And then what I've done is I've drawn in the shape. So I know it's 1 across and 2 down. So make sure it looks identical. When you've done that, you can label it A. Okay. And to do that, I just used, there's a little draw function to do your cross and to label it. And I just used the shape, I chose the shape function here to label that one. Okay, so give that a go. Right, let's try a different one. Let's try F. So again, I've got a little red dot. F, the instructions are 6 left and 3 down. So 6 left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 down, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be there. Put a little cross, draw your shape in like that, okay, and label it. So you can do as many of these as you like. Maybe use your hour time to help to guide you. Don't forget the strategy to use. Put a little red dot. Make sure it matches. Make sure it's the shape looks exactly the same and is the same size as well. Use your little success criteria here to help you. And have a go at doing your best. Again, once again, if you've got problems on how to do this and how to show us your answers, then join us on Zoom and we can help to fix that.